All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Thumb Strong podcast. Welcome back, Caitlin. I think this might be your first Thumb Strong podcast, isn't it? Or were you here for the first one?
I think I was here for the first
Okay. So this must be our fourth one since we switched to Thumb Strong.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So today we're going to be talking about fitness ascension or the fitness journey. We could also call it basically going from making fitness a habit into part of your lifestyle to eventually becoming a part of your identity. It's just kind of who you are. You can look at yourself and identify yourself as a fit, healthy person. So we want to talk about that journey and try to help you guys understand about how long each of these phases takes. Part of the reason is because we just put up a new ascension system in the gym here where we can basically reward our members at each level that they hit based on the number of workouts they complete. So once they complete their first 25 classes or training sessions, they go up on our bronze level, and then they can go to 50, to 100, 200, 500, 1,000, and then maybe eventually 2,000 workouts. So that is just to show the ascension and reward people for sticking to it. And so we wanted to kind of break this down into a few different phases. Phase one is termed kind of the I just need to get started phase. This is 0 to 3 months, or you could look at it as your first 25 to 50 workouts. So based on people that are working out about 3 days a week, you should be able to accomplish 25 to 50 workouts in that first 2 to 4 months. The hardest part about getting started and staying consistent is just finding the time in your busy schedule, fighting soreness and self-doubt, dealing with gym intimidation because you're new to training. So we can kind of, if you guys want to dive in a little deeper on any of these things, and then we can kind of go through the breakthrough and mindset shift. But what have you noticed with people when they first start training with us?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I was just going to say, like, going off of this, I think the biggest number one excuse or reason that people come up with is they don't have time.
Yeah.
Or they think they don't have time because it's not something that they've prioritized in the past.
It's just not a part of their routine.
Yeah. So that's probably, I think that's probably the biggest challenge for most people is just finding time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And even just starting, like we say, or there's a saying of the heaviest weight you ever lift in the gym is the front door. And just getting people to come in is usually the hardest and the biggest barrier for them to start because they come in with different ideas of what the gym is going to be like or how they're going to be treated or looked at because they're brand new. And so that can be the hardest part of a fitness journey is just starting. And so I just need the start phase, that 0 to 3 months. Like it's one of the more uncomfortable ones, I would say, because you're not used to it. The workouts are tough. Like you're getting sore. Maybe you're doubting yourself if you're able to do it or able to stick with it because it's so challenging in the beginning. Before, it gets to that habit, that lifestyle, and that identity change. This is like you just kind of grind through those first little bit. And then if you just push through that part, then it does get a lot better after that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Month 0 is the hardest month.
Yeah,
I would say.
Like 2-3 months
I mean?
isn't too bad, but that
Yeah.
first month is tough.
I think because you come in and if you come to a fit camp class or whatever and you're like, man, I can't do it. I'm not strong enough yet, like to back squat even past like just an empty barbell or whatever it is. But I think, you just have to remind yourself, okay, like I'm not there yet because I don't have the strength yet because I haven't done this before. I haven't done it in how many years. So, you just have to stick with it and eventually you gain that strength, but you're not going to have it right away.
Well, and the thing is, and actually we just talked about this earlier. So the thing is a lot of people see people in the gym like, oh, wow, like I can't, there's no way I can do what they can do. Like I don't fit in here. But what they don't realize is every one of those people were at that same point at, when they first started. They felt the same way, but they just stuck with it and they made it a part of their lifestyle, and that's why they're at that level. We just talked about one of our clients that started out having to be very simplified workouts, just slowly building her up. And now you noticed her actually helping other new clients in the class, teaching them how to properly do some things and helping them during the workout. So she went from obviously somebody that was a true beginner and had to really start very simple and maybe not doing things to the level of her classmates, but she kept with it and she's built up, you know, going from a low, really small step to a 16-inch box step. So she saw that progress. She's learned the skills with the movements, and she's confident enough to actually help other people with some of those movements. Yeah. So that's a clear example of just sticking with it and kind of getting past those barriers. You will start to see results, and you will start to gain more confidence in the gym to where you're actually a mentor for other people, which is really, really cool.
We have a plan in place too. For when a lot of people come into the gym, we have plans in place for different like classes, whether you want to do fit camp. Well, that's what Kickstart's for, to make your transition into the gym as smooth as possible. So going through the test for Kickstart, doing demo sessions for beginner boot camp, showing you the equipment, how it works, how class is structured. If you're just joining the gym, 24/7 gym, we'll take you through and show you how to use all the machines, right? So there's things in place that we use to try and make your transition into the gym as smooth as possible.
What was our new trademark on that, Bethany? Do you remember? What? The 360 something?
I was going to say that's just kind of, I feel like, what sets us apart from a lot of other gyms is, we don't just throw you into classes, or we don't just let you unless you know what you're doing. But
we had our own learning experience because I did that for a while because, you know, we'd have people that had been with us for years, and so the workouts were slowly evolving and becoming more difficult. But then when we got new people in, it was hard for them to jump right in and keep up, and they had that intimidation and they were scared and they didn't think that they could keep up. So that's when we introduced, let's teach them all the basics. Let's get them comfortable with the workouts. Let's assess their levels. And then that way, when they do join the class, they know exactly what they need to do, how to do it. And it just made everything a lot easier for both the coaches and for the clients. Did you find it?
For the Kickstarts?
No, just like, I think it was like a
360-degree fitness ecosystem. So that's like the personal training, the group classes, nutrition coaching. That's like everything we do. The whole encompass of it.
So we try to personalize it towards the person. So like a lot of people will just kind of reach out and be like, hey, like I want to get started. Like, you know, what are your rates? And it's hard to answer that because we have so many different levels of services. And so that's why we require pretty much a consultation where you're going to come in and sit down with one of us and talk about your goals, what you've tried in the past, how much experience you have. Are you somebody that struggles with motivation and accountability? And we're going to fit you into whatever kind of area is the best for you. If you would really like to work out with other people, we'll probably set you up with group training. If working out with other people is not for you, you do not like groups, that's okay. We'll do personal training where it's just you. If you just want to come in on your own, we'll teach you the basics in the gym, and then you can come in 24/7. So we'll try to make getting started as easy as possible, but that is, I think, the hardest part is definitely phase one, that 0 to 3 month mark. But here's the thing. A habit is developed some point between 21 and actually it goes all the way up to like 250 days, but the median, the average is 66 days, which is just over 2 months. So if you can stick with it for about 66 days or get your first about 25 to 50 workouts in, the likelihood of sticking to it dramatically increases. So just get through those first 25 to 50 and you're going to be moving towards your goals and also living a healthier lifestyle. So phase 2. So this is the I belong here phase. This is where everything's getting more comfortable. You're starting to notice some differences. This is about 4 to 6 month mark or about 100 workouts completed. So at this point, fitness is starting to feel normal. Workouts don't feel like a chore. You're starting to feel stronger, leaner, more capable. you'll probably notice that everything outside of the gym, such as like daily tasks, chores, activities, get easier and more enjoyable. You'll have more energy. The challenges here are avoiding burnout, so not going too hard too fast. So once we do gain momentum, it's like, ooh, I want to come, 5-6 days a week, and then you can hit a plateau or you can hit that burnout point. So just want to be careful with that. The other challenge would be staying motivated kind of when the newness fades away. So like the first few months, it's new, it's kind of exciting. You start to notice those changes, you're motivated, but then at some point that newness will start to fade. So it's just making sure that you keep showing up during that kind of difficult time. You guys can all probably agree. We've all had an amazing workout on the days that we just did not want to train. Well, you showed up, you did it anyways. And then afterward is when you're like, I am so glad I did that. Like, I feel 10 times better. And I couldn't tell you how many times I've not wanted to do a workout. And then I'm like, oh, that went way better than I thought. I felt strong, or I did it really fast or whatever. Right. Breakthrough moment on this is overcoming the first setback and coming back. So you might hit some roadblocks, setbacks. There might be a vacation coming up, an illness, an injury. A lot of people that come here have kids in sports. There might be the sports season where you're traveling a lot and not able to come in. You're going to hit these setbacks. The most important thing is adjust the dial accordingly. Don't completely give up. Do what you can, and then get back on track once your schedule allows for it. The other one is realizing that workouts help you de-stress rather than add stress. So if you are stressed out, really busy, you've got a lot going on, that's more of a reason to come in and get your workout in than to skip it because you're stressed and busy. Because it actually helps you feel better and will relieve stress and boost your energy. You can actually get more done, right? So the mindset shift there is going from I have to work out to I feel better when I work out. So let's dive into this one a little bit. Maybe personal experience or client experiences that you guys have noticed. Let's get into kind of that 4 to 6 month phase.
Well, I was just thinking, like, personally, like, looking at that I have to work out to I feel better when I work out is so true. Like, if I'm tired, I just need to work out and I have more energy. I notice, like, especially I feel like the days that I come to fit camp in the morning and work out at 6:15 in the morning, I mean, it's the hardest to get up for, but then I am the most productive the rest of the day. Like, I have more energy and I'm just like, okay, I'm already up and at it. So like I'm getting more done at home or wherever I'm at versus like if I don't work out, you're kind of slower to get going in the morning and, and then I don't feel as productive like for the rest of the day. So that's my take on that.
I'd have to say this point is it's kind of a make it or break it moment for some people. There's a lot of people, they'll get super consistent, they'll get in a groove, they'll start making progress, and then all of a sudden, bam, they go on vacation, bam, they get sick or get busy. And then some people, they just fall off the face of the earth and we don't hear from them for a long time, and then they come back next year and it's like, oh shoot, like I shouldn't have never taken that break, or I should have, just stayed consistent with at least 1 day a week or 2 days a week just to do something, right? So that I see happen a decent amount. It's better now, I believe, compared to before with the different systems that we have in place and accountability. But before, that has happened a decent amount, whether, you're coming in on your own or if you're coming into classes or personal training. Like, the people that get the best results are the ones that don't let vacations or illness or busy weeks set them back. They find a way to work through it or to get back to the gym as fast as possible afterwards. That bounce back time is huge.
And once you do it once, it's just what you do, right? It's like you go to vacation, and after you find the discipline to come back after that first one, you go on the next one, it's a lot easier. It only gets easier. I think in the past 3 weeks, I've probably made like 10 more workouts for clients that are going on vacation. So they want to work out. They want to work on a vacation because they want to feel good. They want to move because it only helps, vacation, you get a little tired, jet lag, and whatnot. But
Yeah.
And they want to keep consistent because they
Yes.
know they want to keep that habit going.
Yep.
And, something that I'm realizing as we're talking about this is there are some people that, like the summertime, always gets a lot of people around here because it's 3 or 4 months out of the year where it's really nice. We can go outside, do stuff. And I get it. Going outside, you're getting exercise. A lot of people think that that's a good replacement for strength training, which I think they need to be combined still. I always talk about like adjusting the dial. So it's like, hey, if you're working out 3, 4, 5 times during the winter, like try to at least do it once or twice during the summer to keep the momentum going and to maintain. And that way in the fall, you can get back to it. But there's a lot of people that work out pretty consistently for 9 months and then they take 3 months off. And they do that every year. And so they're never getting past that habit phase. They're never getting to this is who I am. This is my identity. This is my lifestyle. They're constantly restarting. So I would highly encourage you guys to try to make it through all of these phases at least once, and it'll the likelihood of it sticking as part of your identity just dramatically goes up. So it's like just keep pushing through and doing what you can, and you'll find out about how long we estimate it'll take. If you can make it that long, the likelihood of being able to stick with it just dramatically goes up, and you're not constantly restarting. Kind of similar to like what we were just talking about a little bit ago with your cardio and with your strength. Once you get to a point where, if you're running consistently and you do a half marathon and maybe you quit running for a while, you can get right back to it very, very quickly, as long as you don't just completely do nothing. Right? But like if you're still doing stuff and at least maintaining a level of fitness, the ability to get right back to it dramatically increases, right? You can't just completely quit. It's just adjusting the dial. Like right now during the winter, I'm not doing any running, but I'm still doing Metcons. I'm playing hockey, so I'm getting some other forms of cardio in. So that way when I go to start running again, I'm going to shoot right back up easier than the very, very first time. So just figured I'd point that out on that. Anything else with the kind of the phase 2? Okay. We'll go into phase 3. So this is the I'm seeing real changes phase. 6 to 12 months or about your first 200 workouts. This is where fitness is starting to become true lifestyle. And I say this all the time to new clients coming in. It's like, hey, we're going to get you on the perfect program to get you started to gain momentum, but I really want you to start wrapping your head around committing to a year. Yeah. Because I have literally seen thousands of people come through that front door over the last 9 years. And I can honestly say the people that make it past their first year are the people that notice the most transformation, and they're way more likely to make it that part of their lifestyle. So this is where you're going to look different. You're going to be leaner, stronger, more toned. You're going to feel different, more energy, better mood, higher confidence. You're going to act differently. You're going to have better habits around food, sleep, stress. Everything in life is starting to improve. The challenges with this is just keeping workouts fun and interesting. Unfortunately, it does get tedious. You're just doing the same kind of thing over and over again. So this is where you want to try to throw some new things in there and challenge yourself a little bit just to keep it kind of fun. You might hit plateaus where your results start to slow down. And you might have to find balance between social events, family life, and then your fitness life, right? That can get challenging because if you get going high momentum and you kind of go 0 to 100 too quickly, then all of a sudden you're avoiding social events, family events, that kind of thing, because it doesn't align with your fitness. So you got to learn how to balance those. That can be tough. So the breakthroughs would be, hey, if somebody notices, hey, like you seem different, you've got more energy, you look better, there's a glow about you, whatever, because that fitness and that consistency is starting to show through in every aspect of your life, not just about looking better weight-wise, but we notice a lot of people, it's the energy, it's the mood.
They just like come out of their shell.
It comes right out,
Yeah, they're way more outgoing maybe than they were when they walked in.
More
Stuff
energetic,
like that,
positive
yeah.
mood.
Mhm.
I've noticed that with clients where, especially in the morning, like
Yeah.
you show up here at 5, 6 a.m., you're typically not in the best mood. So it's
Nobody
like,
talks
and you'll
until
notice,
after.
you notice people when you say hi to them initially. It's like, hey, good morning, Doran. And if they go, morning, you know, and then all of a sudden that slowly transitioned over a few months to, hey, good morning, how's it going? It's like, oh, okay. So that person like evolved as far as
The
their-
noises turn into
Yeah.
words.
The
Yeah,
groans.
exactly. Yep. But yeah, I have noticed that for sure. But the other breakthrough moment would be, you're lifting more, running faster, you're stronger, you're noticing differences in the gym. And that mindset shift is I work out to lose weight to I train to feel strong and stay healthy for life, which is super important. So this is I think one of the most important phases is getting through that first year, and this is where a lot of people can see some real changes. So let's dive into that a little bit. What do you guys got?
I think people should know that it probably is going to take closer to the 12-month mark to really. I mean, I think 6 months, it just depends on the person and what you're doing. But I think 6 months, you're still kind of at like that, man, am I making changes? Like you think maybe you are, but it's like, it's still kind of like not like super, super noticeable. And so I think people can kind of start to get discouraged at that 6-month mark. Versus if you can just hang on, give it a full year. If you stay consistent, you will for sure like have pretty drastic. You should have pretty drastic, noticeable changes physically, mentally, everything. So I think that's kind of the big thing that I wanted to say to that.
I think a big thing for people would be to reflect back on where they started at this point in this stage, like because after 6 to 12 months, you've gotten lots of progress in many different aspects of your life, right? Like leaner, stronger, better confidence, better mood, more energy, things like that. So reflecting back and thinking about, okay, that right before I started coming to the gym, what was my mood like? What was this? Like you can ask your significant other or coworkers or friends and be like, can you tell me what the differences are between then and now? If you are having a hard time noticing it yourself, ask somebody else because they can usually pick up on it easier than you can. And then two, like for example, the other day before class, one of the 7 p.m. class members showed me like pictures of that first. We took a picture as his first fit camp, and then was showing me a picture of him from deadlifting like a couple days ago when he PR'd his deadlift and compared the two. And he like put them side by side, and I'm just like, that's a totally different person in that picture. And he's like, it's weird because when you look back, it's like a different like out of body experience of like you feel like a completely different person from who that was in the first picture to the second picture. And that's where until you really put those pictures side by side, like it's cool to see the scale go down, it's cool to see your body fat percentage go down or lift heavier weights, but then like when you can put that side by side and you see that, it like really sets it in. So take progress photos throughout your journey, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. Like that's way more meaningful and way more impactful for people, in my opinion, than just like a scale change or things like that.
100%. Yeah.
And have a why,
Oh yeah.
not just a surface level reason for why you're starting a gym. Like, I want to lose weight and I want to have a six pack.
Why do you want to lose weight?
Why do you want to
right?
lose weight? Yeah, dig deeper into that, and having that there in the back of your head as a tool can help you push through some of those discouraging times, or when you miss a PR, and like Bethany said, reflecting back on where you started and where you've come, how you got there, right?
Yep.
Even if you want to, I like sometimes writing down like workouts I was doing or looking back on what I used to do so I can see my progress as I go.
Yeah. Yep.
And that helps to give you motivation. Whenever you notice progress or you're moving towards a goal, that's when you get motivation. It's not like all of a sudden one moment it happens. It's when you notice that you're moving towards a goal, you're making progress towards that goal, then you get more motivation. It's not even like achieving the goal that gives you motivation. That's not even where you feel the most joy or the most fulfillment from it. It's that process and that journey towards it.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Yeah.
Preach.
Phase 4?
Yep.
Okay. Phase 4, the fitness is who I am phase. So this is after about 2+ years or about 500 workouts completed. This is where you're no longer thinking about skipping workouts. They're just a part of your routine. Fitness becomes non-negotiable part of your identity. Benefits at this stage: confidence is at all-time high. You inspire others. I think this is huge. One of the most satisfying things is being an inspiration to other people, your kids, spouse, friends, etc. You handle stress better than ever. That's something I feel like people don't realize is the benefit of fitness and just the mindset shift, the discipline, the work ethic that you develop, the mental toughness, your ability to handle outside situations just gets way easier. Because essentially you're putting yourself through a very difficult thing. You're pushing yourself in a very uncomfortable setting, pushing yourself to new limits. And that just builds mental resilience that carries over into every aspect of your life. So for parents out there, like the ability to, deal with situations with your family and your kids that might set you off, you'll be able to handle those situations easier and better because you're building that mental toughness. So that's just an example. Things at work that come up, you're better able to handle situations, stressful things, right? So that is, I think, a very, very high value benefit that not a lot of people really give enough credit to. The breakthrough moment here is fitness is part of your legacy. So your kids see you prioritizing your health, or your family sees you prioritizing your health, and they want to follow your example. A lot of people notice friends, coworkers, family members, their kids. There's a lot of members that started and it took a year or 2 or 3 years, and then their spouse comes in with them, their kids start working out with them. So you become that inspiration for a lot of people around you once you reach that milestone. Your mindset shifts from I need to work out to I don't feel myself without it, which is really, really cool. So this is, do you guys think of, and you probably have a few that you could think of, like past that 2-year mark or 500 workouts, just seeing kind of the benefits or the transition in those people's lives
For sure.
that you've noticed over the years?
Oh yeah, there's a good handful of people that they've been here for 2 or more years, and that's where they get to that mentor place, or like where they do start feeling or saying that I don't feel like myself when I don't work out, or if they went on vacation, they're like, I want to get that workout in because I feel so much better when I do. So they just notice the benefits beyond the physical changes. They notice that it's a different part of themselves, like they're a better version of themselves when they work out. So it's definitely a different shift, way more of that mindset change, not even just like a physical change, but they're just that mindset's changed quite a bit after 2 years.
Yeah.
I love the mindset shifts on here, like from I need to work out so I don't feel like myself without it, because like personally right now going through a second pregnancy, like it's no longer about the way I look. I can't, I'm not trying to lose weight right now or anything like that, but I truly feel like when I work out, like, because I feel like during the whole pregnancy, like I don't feel like myself, you feel so different, but when I work out, it's the most I feel like myself. And it's why I keep doing it, because I feel better, I feel stronger. Even if I'm not as strong as I once was, I still feel the most like myself, and that's what keeps me going and wanting to do it. So,
Very cool.
yeah.
I haven't even been here for 2 years yet.
But you've been working out for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, Leslie's been here for over 2 years, and you work with her, and
That's true.
You kind of see that transition
I've seen
in
it.
her, because I feel like she probably hit that 2-year mark
Probably when I
when
was
you started
around here.
working with her, and she's someone who, it was like, she's like, oh, I need to work out. I have to work out today. And now it's like, if she's not here for a week, she comes back and she's like, I need this. Like, I just don't feel right since I haven't been here for however long. So she'd be someone that
I've noticed as they go on too, I've seen their whys change, like their reasons for working out changes.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes when you start, it's more for like, depending on your age too, but well, more for aesthetics anyways.
Yeah.
And then as you go, you like almost get this sense of gratitude for like your health and the strength that you have, and like you learn more about it, and when you do it for longer and you know how you feel, and it kind of shifts away from like the aesthetic part of fitness to more like just being healthy, feeling good, being able to, you know, serve your community or support your family, you know, things like that.
Yeah, you could almost think of it like with each phase, you're getting a layer deeper into your whys.
Yeah.
Like we talked about your whys, right? And you can think of it like an onion. The more layers you peel back, the deeper you get. And we actually do that exercise a lot of times with clients. It's like we just keep asking why. So if they say, hey, oh yeah, I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Oh, because I just don't feel like myself. Okay, well, tell me more about that. How do you feel? And we're peeling back another layer. Oh, well, I don't recognize myself in the mirror. How does that make you feel? I just don't have confidence, and I don't want to go out in public, things like that. So we're like getting a layer deeper, but it also turns from external to an internal goal and motivation, right? Like at first it's all external motivation usually, and then it turns internal. The more you stick with it, the longer you get down your journey.
Yeah.
So the last phase is the unstoppable phase. This is our superhero level on our ascension board, which would be 2,000 workouts, which this says 1,000 to 2,000 workouts, about 5+ years on your journey. So fitness is fully ingrained into your identity at this point. You've weathered injuries, vacation, busy work periods, life changes, yet you always return to training. The challenge is setting new goals to stay engaged, trying new sports, setting new PRs, doing competitions. I've noticed that with us, it's like, okay, what can we do that's new? You know, for me last year, I ran my first half marathon. Before last year, I ran like maybe 3 times a year, and that was for Murph and our turkey trot, and then maybe a couple just to practice. So that's after 14 years of training. So I'm still always kind of looking for new things to try. Continuing to challenge yourself so fitness doesn't become stagnant, kind of aligning with the same thing as setting new goals to stay engaged. The breakthrough moment when your body starts feeling younger than your age, when people look at you as the fit, strong, healthy person, whether you're a parent, a spouse, that mindset shifts from fitness is something I do to fitness is who I am, which is really, really cool. So let's get into the last one for a couple minutes and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. The big thing is just, the fitness is fully ingrained in your identity all of us were at that point because it's literally our job and also like what we do in our spare time. It's like a hobby, but then it's hobby and work at the same time. Yeah. So that's been an interesting thing to navigate too, because for most people it's very much of just like, oh yeah, this is like your space and like it's disconnecting you from work. And for us, it's like trying to balance that has been very interesting. But since it's so ingrained in your identity, like you're just going to do it. There's no option. There's no question about it. Like you're going to do it. And then, like you said, trying to find new things to make it interesting, switching up training a little bit, right? Like, doing some CrossFit, doing some running, doing some calisthenics, doing some more athletic training, just trying to do different things to keep it a little bit fresh. And then, like you said, weathering the injuries, that's, I've had to go through that here, which was definitely different for me. And then I know you've had to go through rehabbing your back and knee a little bit, shoulders, and I know DeLauren's had some shoulder issues and stuff like that. And then for you, like coming back from pregnancy,
each time it's like starting over.
Right. And it's like, okay, that's, knowing that you can come back from that the first time and getting back to like, arguably you maybe were stronger than you were before.
Yeah.
And you honestly looked healthier, like a healthier version of yourself.
I wasn't as lean, but I was stronger.
because I was scrolling through my videos and I saw a video of you when you first like did
I
your
was so
clean the other day.
scrawny.
You were so scrawny. Like
And
I was
never
like, she's got no
realized
meat
it.
on her bones. I'm like, no wonder she couldn't lift as much weight. But now she's got that mom strength.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun that way.
Yeah, so it was just, it's cool that even though you get to that point of 5 or more years, you're a veteran almost, like that superhero in the gym, there's still ways to progress and still new challenges and still different things to work through.
Yeah, and I think you're constantly being challenged as you age because, I mean,
Life changes.
your body's change. Like we're getting older every single day, and so we may not eventually, when we're 70 years old, we're not going to probably be doing what we're doing now. So I think that's the thing to remember. It's not always about like the way you look, but it's just about like, okay, I just want to be a fit grandparent or whatever it is. Like I want to be able to, my mom is 50 something and she probably looks like she's in her 40s, and like people think we're sisters, and she's like a lot older than me because she's my mom. Or you look at like Grandma Maggie, my husband's grandma, who babysits our 1.5-year-old. She's almost 80. She's going to be 80 this year. And she gets on the ground and plays with Wyatt and picks him up, and he's 30 pounds, and she comes to class this year, and that's why she's able to do that. And so for me, I just like in this phase of life, I'm like, I don't care if I'm the leanest I've ever been. I just want to be the healthiest and strongest version of myself for my kids and my future grandkids and stuff like that.
Might have to wrap it up. I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, okay.
We got this.
Okay. DeLauren, anything for you to add?
I kind of lost my train of thought there.
No? Okay. All right. Well, anyways,
Yeah.
final takeaways from this whole thing. Just like take stock of where you're at on this journey. If you're at that 0 to 3 month phase, what phase you're in, just check yourself and where you're at. Think about the things that maybe are challenging you in that time. Think about those breakthrough moments that you've had, or look forward to the things that you can do eventually. And then if you're staying consistent, see what's possible. And your next step, just focus on reaching that next milestone. So that next phase. And then if you're somebody that wants to be stronger, healthier, have more energy, and start your fitness journey today, book a consultation. We're here. We'd love to sit down and talk to you about your goals, where you're at, and where you want to get to. And we've got the roadmap laid out of how to get there.
That we do.
Good.
Till next week, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one.